Hey y'all, welcome back to Oli Makes. Butt nuggets. Yes, butt nuggets. I saw this on one of Bearded Vikings videos and I just had to do it. It's a complete ripoff of his idea, I believe, but that's a perfect little sign. I'm gonna whip this out here and give it to the guy I get my farm eggs from. So stick around, I'll show you how I do it.
Okay, we are back in LightBurn here, and Bearded Viking put out a video and kind of a little excerpt from it. He had made his wife a sign, and I found it extremely amusing, so I decided to duplicate it for the person I get my eggs from. It's a real basic setup. I found a font, actually the Clintwood font I'm using for the top and bottom bar. Uh, Found it free online. I can't remember the website. And the chicken I pulled out of AI just to do a basic silhouette of a chicken that I'll fill. I didn't quite have the feather detail that I wanted, but I wasn't going to delve too much into it. And same with the egg. I just pulled that as a silhouette fully filled out of AI. And then for the Farm Fresh, I used a font called Fancy Candy. Another one I downloaded for free. There are a multitude of free fonts that you can download, and most of them are for personal use only, which I'm not selling this, so it's not a problem. So I got the base set up here. I have to figure out how big I'm actually going to make this. It's kind of square. It's not a typical long horizontally sign. So I'll have to look around for some wood. I think I got some poplar. I can just chop a piece off and make just a small little hanging sign. Nothing overly ornate or anything. But I haven't set any of my settings yet. These are just real basic. I have a test piece up at the laser of poplar, and I'll just pick my settings off that test piece. So I am going to go ahead and copy this up to my laser machine and find a piece of wood, and I'm probably just going to give it a real light coat of shellac to help with the cleanup because this is quite a bit of fill work. So I would assume that it's going to get a little bit of soot and whatnot off of it. And that light coat of shellac, or I've even used poly, uh, just helps keep it off the wood so you can scrub it off with a nylon brush a lot easier. The nylon brush will get in to this engraved part well and clean that up. So I am going to go ahead and copy this up to the laser machine, and I'll finish the settings up there.
Morning all. I don't know how many days it's been since I did this design, but had to get up extra early this morning and get a pork butt put out on the grill. And decided family's asleep. I'm going to sneak some time away in the shop here. So, prep the board real quick for this. Not going to be a real big sign, but gonna get this laser fired up and see how it turns out. So just kind of a side note here, I've shown a couple people this setup that I have and how I put a security camera inside because as you can see it's a completely enclosed um, box rather, that I don't have any of the special laser plexi or anything like that, but I have a camera that's mounted way in the back of this box. So get an angle here with little reflection. So I can actually just bring this laser up on my phone and sit and watch it. So this allows me to run inside, backyard, wherever. to get some other stuff done while I'm running these longer jobs. This one's going to take about 30 minutes. So it's definitely not something I'm going to sit and stare at my computer screen for sure. I got too much other stuff to get done. But that's just kind of how I've been running it here ever since I built this box. And seems to work out pretty good, so might be a helpful pointer for anyone. Alright, looks like that's done. I'm gonna go ahead and kill the exhaust system. So we might be able to actually hear ourselves think. Crack this open and see how it turned out. Looks like I may need to do a little bit of cleanup. Let me see if I can get a brush here quick. Alright. So there we go. And I think you can see there's a bit of a haze on here. So just going to take a nylon brush and give her kind of a once over on some of this text and even the bird. That's why I gave this a shot of shellac before I run it. It keeps the rest of the board from getting any soot on it. So it makes cleanup a lot easier, and that way I wouldn't have to sand it, because I've done some projects that I've actually had to sand the whole piece because it was a larger project and too much soot got all over it. I'm going to hit this with the air quick. And there we go. Quick, simple, dirty little sign. I wish this was my idea, but I straight up stole it from Bearded Viking. He made one for his wife. Not exactly sure how much she appreciated it, but it turned out to be kind of a comical video. So I'll probably just, let's see, I'll probably just pop a couple little holes up here and put some jute in there so it can be hung. And matter of fact, I could probably do that right now. Let me throw this on the workbench here, and I'll pop a couple holes in it and string it up for a finished product. Okay, change of plans. I know, big surprise, right? So I got my holes drilled, and I'm actually can't find my jute, so I did some smaller holes. I'm just going to use some hemp cord to put in there, which I think would probably go a little bit better since the sign is kind of small anyway. I'm going to go ahead and give it a quick sand so I can properly finish it. But when I was picking up that wood for another project, I come across this at Big Orange on sale. I think I paid like 15 and change or something like that for it. But it's the mesh. There you go. Now you can see. It's just a mesh net for sanding, and it comes with a pad that you can put on your sander. So I am going to give this stuff a go, and I had already taken this down to 220 before I even started. So I'm just going to take a 400 just to kind of shine it up a bit, and we'll see how that treats us. All right. Probably have to hit the air compressor again. I gotta juice her up a little bit. She's about out of air. Don't want that thing coming on randomly when I'm recording. But those things seem to do all right for sanding. Was able to, probably ain't gonna be able to see this, but was able to round off the edges here, give it a little softer look. But boy, that is silky smooth, and not really a whole lot of dust at all. That mesh really really allows the shop vac to suck that dust up. So I guess I will go ahead and shoot this with a finish and get that hemp cord tied in there and be back for some final glamour shots. I'm back. This is all dry. Had a slight detour of sorts. Kids wanted a obstacle course to run today since it's so nice out. So I had to run to the big box store and pick up some pool noodles and some other stuff to get that hammered out for them. So, and I'm just using this stuff here, real basic. I want to say I've used this on another project, I think. I don't know if I showed exactly what it was. But let's see how good I am at threading a needle here. Go through one way. And we'll come out the other way on the back side, so the knot is actually in the front. Hey, not bad. Almost looks like I'm functional. And we'll just tie a little knot here on this side. Okay, so much for functional. Like that. And I suppose we'll do a little something like that. It can always be shortened up by the receiver. So pull it through a little bit. Tie another knot. And we'll kind of do a quick trim of both of these. And there we have it. Simple, basic little sign that I'm sure he'll get a chuckle out of. But again, I want to thank Bearded Viking for this idea. This was a good one. That gave me a laugh when I really needed it. Been a rough week last week, so thanks for coming along with me, and glad to be back. I'll see you next time on Only Makes.